What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know, we're pumping out 3 videos a week right now, and I definitely want to make sure you don't miss any future videos. So just doing you a solid, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content on the channel. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Today we're talking about one of the more underrated pieces of equipment on this boat right here. You know, there's a lot of stuff on this boat. Let me preface that. Like, I rigged this out to the extreme for every situation, and there's a lot of things that you kind of take for granted and overlook that are really underrated but super important in your overall success out on the water. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today. Well, you guys have seen me talk about this guy right here, the Trickstep, and this is super underrated on a bass boat. I mean, you really don't understand the convenience of having the 3 steps to get right up in your boat until you have it. You know, trying to climb over the side on the fender and all that, it is really just a pain in the butt. And having the Trickstep on the front is super nice and convenient to climb right up inside the boat. But kind of going along with the Trickstep is the trick mount. So Mark Pizer, the same guy who designed the Trickstep and makes that, also makes my graph mounts for me. So, you know, having your mounts nice and neat and organized, you know, obviously I got a triple mount here, but having them nice and neat, organized, spaced properly, it just makes everything nice and clean on the front of your boat. That's super underrated. Not to mention, this thing right here is absolutely rock solid. Like, literally, you could pick the boat up off the trailer from this mount. So these are screws right here, but underneath here is a through bolt that goes through the deck, and it mounts this plate down to the deck of the boat. And then actually this knob right here connects the stainless steel to this mount. So this piece right here with the bar on it, if I take this knob off, this will slide right out of there. So really, it does a couple things. If you ever had to work on the inside of your front console, if you ever had to get in there, literally you take those 2 knobs off and you can slide the whole mount and all 3 units and just, you know, move it out of the way. So it's really convenient as far as that, but it's super solid and sturdy and keeps your equipment safe and secure. You know, that's the most important thing. So like right now we're currently at the Detroit River. We're fishing the Great Lakes this week. The next Bass Pro Tour event is on the St. Lawrence River. Big water, big waves, making super long runs. You know, having the right piece of equipment that can handle those runs, that big water, and know that your electronics are going to be in tip-top shape whenever you make it to your fishing location. So, you know, if you didn't necessarily have the best mount for your units, and these were getting bounced around, hitting waves, you know, breaking things, you could get to your fishing spot and then not have any electronics on the front of your boat because they either got ripped off by waves or they're broke from getting shook around and batted around. So having the right graph mount is super key, and I really haven't found a better one than this one right here, the Trick mount by you know, Mark Pizer with Trickstep. It is an excellent little mount. Whether you like a triple or a double stack, a single, it doesn't matter. I mean, it is a nice, clean, organized setup. And like I said, the most important part is it's super sturdy. Like, literally, you could hook a crane to this bar right here and pick the boat straight up off the trailer. It's that sturdy and super impressive. So making sure you keep your stuff safe, secure, not flopping around everywhere, tighten down. It's super underrated, especially running these big waters. You know, like I said, we're here at the Detroit River. We're going to be running 40, 50, 60 miles, and the waves get pretty big, stuff gets shook around, but I know when I get there, everything's going to be in one piece. This is going to be solid, and everything's going to work just fine. So that's definitely something that is super underrated that not a lot of people talk about, and I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware how important it is to have the right equipment on your boat. You know, you could just mount them, you know, right here. You can mount them any, you know, different bridge mounts, different types of things, but at the end of the day, those are all gonna fail. And this guy right here is absolutely perfect. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Like I said, this is something that's pretty underrated. Not a lot of people think about it. You kind of take it for granted, but having the right setup for your graphs, the right mount, is almost just as important as, you know, choosing the right units for your fishing style or the right transducers or anything like that. You know, that's one of the my biggest pet peeves is guys always, you know, point the finger at, say, forward-facing sonar, and that's the issue. But really, that is not the only thing that is advanced. The technology has advanced from the front of the boat all the way to the back of the boat, and you really can't point the finger at one thing to say that is what's causing the change in the fishing industry. You know, I mean, we could start at the trolling motor. The trolling motor is way stronger and faster nowadays, so, you know, you're able to cover more water and fish more, you know, all the way back to, you know, the boat's bigger and wider and faster. The batteries are stronger, last longer, so you can run your trolling motor better, your graphs run longer. I mean, the advancements in technologies is endless, and we kind of overlook the graph mount. So that's why I wanted to make sure that you guys definitely are aware and have the best equipment on your boat. So appreciate you guys watching as always. Leave me those likes, comments down below. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.